hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
Rover gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Truncate goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Paravolca. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Paravolca. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome to Richmond. It is race 2 of round 1 of the playoffs here in the Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, and joining me as always in the booth is Mr. Scott Brinton. Scott, how are you doing, sir, today?
Pretty good, Sam. How are we doing this evening?
I'm doing absolutely fine. Here for race 2 of round 1. We've already got one driver locked into round 2 here after he won the first race. Who do you reckon is going to join him tonight?
On a short track, no telling, man. Anything and everything could happen at Richmond tonight. But, you know, I know a lot of these guys are looking to punch their ticket to the next round. And we got a short field, man. We only got 15 of them. So I don't look for it to be a big caution festival. We may have a handful of cautions, but for the most part, I think we're going to get some green flag racing, and hopefully it'll be competitive. That's what I'm rooting for, some competitive green flag racing.
Yep. As tonight we are staging this race in memory of the Master Trooper, Mr. Junius A. Walker. A hero remembered, never dies. He was a state police officer that was, I think he was shot back in 2013 and in the line of duty. So SOMO remembering a true hero tonight, and well, they call him a true blue warrior hero, so good on them for doing that. But also want to throw in a couple of sponsors here, and that's not a sponsor, no, there we go. And sponsoring tonight's race is United Real Estate. If you're looking to buy a home, or if you're looking to sell a home, then go to United Real Estate. They will get you sorted out. Also want to give a shout out to Coffee and Glittermon. If you're looking for a cup or a beaker that's looking very stylish during this fall season, then go to www.facebook.com/Coffee and Glittermon. They will get you something nice sorted out there. Also want to give a shout out to Top City Travel. Remember to book your next vacation with TopCityTravel.com. Also want to give a shout out to PZ Overlays. If you're looking for an overlay like the one you see on tonight's broadcast, then go no further than Mr. Paul Zota. That's PZ Overlays. You'll find him on Facebook. And finally, well, I also want to give a shout out to iRacing Drivers World. If you want a forum that is everything about iRacing, then go to iRacing Drivers World. You'll be able to speak to all kinds of other drivers, broadcasters, and all sorts of personalities. Just go to iRacing Drivers World. You'll find them on Facebook. And finally, the series sponsor, that is Portside Jaguar and Land Rover series. Portside Jaguar and Land Rover. Remember to trust your auto repair needs to skilled service professionals. Go give them a call on 843-375-2702 and get your car booked in for a service now. Meanwhile, right now we are going to head over to the qualifying session for tonight's race. And Scott, it's going to be interesting to see how last week's winner Adam Baker is going to react tonight, especially after locking himself into round 2 last week.
Yeah, and he comes into tonight with an 8-point lead now in the chase for the next round. But having that win, he's already punched his ticket to the next round, so he didn't have to worry about it. But let's run down the points here in the chase real quick. Not all the chase drivers are here tonight. Like I said, we only got a field of 15. I didn't look to see which ones are here and which ones aren't. We'll be able to figure it out as we go along. Braden Johnson's second behind Adam Baker. Like I said, he's 8 points back. Seth Hatchell is in third. He's 3 points back of Braden. And then Chris Samard's in fourth. Keith Maotto fifth. Shane Papala sixth. Joe Mitchell seventh. Lupe Gonzalez is in 8th place. David Gainforth ninth. Ryan Gemmel Ryan Gemmel and Ron Hollyfield are tied for 10th, and they round out the top 10. Back there in 12th is Jeff Glockner. Jay Felton is 13th. Kurt Davidson 14th. Brian Neff 15th. And Tom Clayton rounds out the field of the chase drivers eligible to win the championship. Tom Clayton, quite a bit of distance back, 78 points back there in 16th place.
Yeah, but not turning up for tonight's race. He might be looking at elimination already before we even go to Charlotte. So Tom Clayton
looking that way.
Yeah, Tom Clayton in a big bit of trouble. Speaking of people in trouble, Keith Maotto last week had a terrible race, and tonight he's going to be looking to redeem himself here tonight. The man in the 09, not having the race he wanted back in Las Vegas, but really wants to come out on top tonight.
Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of keeping the car clean tonight. You know how Richmond can go, man. I'm not seeing a lot of cars losing it in practice, so that's a good sign. That's telling me the conditions are favorable here tonight. I've even seen some guys try to lose it and weren't successful in doing so. So, good sign, man.
Yeah, while we're at it, let's take a look at the weather. We are out under partly cloudy conditions. Ambient air temperature is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and track temperature is 79 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, very cool track out there tonight, and it's definitely making the car a bit loose out there. I've seen a lot of people going on a few rides around the corners there.
Just noticed that Kurt Davidson is another one of the drivers that's in the chase that's not here tonight. I'm thinking everybody else is here. I'm not seeing anybody else that's missing, just those two guys, Clayton and Davidson.
Yeah, Jay Felton is back tonight, as is Mr. Larry Holloway, currently sitting in pit road.
Yeah, Larry's not in the chase, though.
Yeah, true. David Gameforth, he's in the chase, isn't he?
And Brian Neff isn't here either. He's another one that's in the chase. Yeah, Gameforth, he's tied for 10th there. He's in the chase. But yeah, Neff, another one that's in the chase that's not here tonight. So 3 of them that I found now that aren't.
Yep, and Chris Samard returning tonight for the chase. Well, he was here last week, was he? No. Yes, he was. Because I can remember, couldn't get his paint scheme right, and he's still running.
Yeah, he's in 4th place.
He's still running a plain white wrapper, so still can't get his paint scheme right, clearly. And new car, new paint scheme for Mr. J Felton. Gone is the Hooters paint scheme, and in is the Monster paint scheme. And I will say, that car is looking pretty tasty in that new paint scheme tonight.
I'm gonna miss that Hooters one though. I always like that Hooters paint scheme.
Well, there's one driver that's running a very similar colour styling, and that's Ron Hollifield. He's running the Hardy's paint scheme, and that number 7. Same colour scheme, but different sponsor, obviously.
Well, we still got about 4 guys that have not taken time. We got 38 seconds left in qualifying, so I don't know if these guys are going to lay down a time or not. If they're not out on track, they're not going to get a time in. It's Gemmel, Gonzalez, Papala, and Hollifield.
Gemmel is out on track right now. He's trying to put a lap down in the number 6 Lowe's machine. Not going to do it so far, but the man out on pole at the moment is Chris Samard. Adam Baker there in 2nd place. Braden Johnson 3rd. 4th, Joe Mitchell. And Seth Hatchell, the man who had the streak broken last week, he's currently rounding out the top 5. So Seth Hatchell is another one that's looking for more glory here tonight.
Well, that's going to do it for qualifying. Yep. They will have 30 seconds here to wrap up open qualifying, so if anybody had already started a lap, they'll get to finish it. And you did have one person. It was Ryan Gamble. He jumped in 9th place on the board. So 3 non-qualifiers and 15 total as we get ready to go racing here in the second round of SOMO's Chase at Richmond International Raceway.
Absolutely. So we're going to take down the qualifying. And we're going to add the ticket to this situation. There it is. Take the scroll down for a second, but yeah, with qualifying out of the way, let's go through to tonight's grid. And starting up on the pole is the man from New England, Mr. Chris Samard, and he'll be joined on that front row by Mr. Adam Baker. Row 2 will be Braden Johnson and Joe Mitchell. Row 3 will be Seth Hatchell and Andrew Melvin. Row 4 will be Keith Mayato and Jay Felton. And row 5 will be Ryan Gemmel and David Gameforth, Scott.
Starting 11th will be Larry Holloway. Jeff Glockner will start 12th. He was the last of the guys to take a time. First of the non-qualifiers, Lupe Gonzalez will start back there in 13th. Shane Papala starts 14th. And Ron Hollifield rounds out this field of 15. Short field here tonight, but that'll be good. A lot of green flag racing in our future, I do believe.
Absolutely. So, Chris Samard getting a well-earned pole here tonight in the very plain white number 77. I'm pretty sure he wasn't intending to have it that way, but they are rolling now. As for some reason my ticker being a pain. Anyway, there we go. Yep, they are rolling now. So Chris Samar going to bring them to the green here tonight. Adam Baker is not sitting back, even though he's in round 2. He is starting on his outside. And Joe Mitchell, another driver that had a terrible race last week, he'll be looking to point his way into round 2. But he just needs to have some better luck, and he's just not getting that lately.
Well, he changed up the paint scheme. Maybe that'll help him out.
Absolutely.
Well, here we go.
Yep. They're doing 2 laps around here, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Look like them lights on the pace car were out. They are out. Okay, you got me.
So,
well, one more time around. I'm excited. I'm ready to get the thing going.
Absolutely.
There's a good football game on. I'm enjoying it as well. I would like to go watch the second half.
Yeah, I made my picks just in time, by the way.
Good deal.
And I did the weights as well.
All right. Yeah, a couple other people sent me some messages this week and finally figured it out.
Yeah.
It's like, right on. They're learning.
Still at the bottom of the table, though.
Here goes my boy Cooper Kupp down the field for a whole bunch of fantasy points that I finally enjoy seeing because my team's been garbage all season. It's beautiful to see that. Finally, folks.
Yep,
little fantasy luck for me. All right, let's go racing. Finally, pace car's off. Here we go. We're rocking and rolling to Richmond. Second round of the chase is underway here for Southern Motorsports.
Yeah, Chris Samar not wasting any time and getting straight on the loud pedal. Adam Baker already under pressure from Braden Johnson. And Joe Mitchell just slots into 4th place there. And he's being hounded right now by Seth Hatchell.
Yes, sir. Pretty good start for everybody. Everybody pretty much getting in a line here. We got a couple battles back here. About 6th place back, battling up side by side. Got another 2-car tandem right behind them. But everybody else on the track pretty much single file at this point.
Yep, as Keith Mayato takes 6th place away from Andrew Melvin. Melvin also under attack from Jay Felton, returning after finally recovering from... there goes Melvin!
Yeah, heavy inside wall contact. That's probably going to do his competitive evening. He gets her going again, but he made heavy impact with that inside wall.
No caution either, so...
No, sir. He went down off the track self-cleaning when you get in that grass.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, back at the front, Chris Samar has been caught by Adam Baker. And now we have a battle for the lead on lap 4 of 155. Race is on already. I'm not sure
what... Sure is.
Can't remember what the stages are again. Probably 45, 90, and 65, possibly.
At least we're on par with that every week, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
We're guilty. We're guilty of that every week, folks. We'll admit it.
Now, Braden Johnson up to 3rd place now. And Joe Mitchell, like I said, slotted into 4th place there. Keith Mayato sitting back there behind Seth Hatchell. Is about 1.3 seconds off the pace right now. Almost getting into the wall already. He's making quite a habit of that lately, is Mr. Keith Mayato.
Joe Mitchell moving up the track, and I can see what number that was. Letting him by, though. Looked like the 8.
Yeah, Seth Hatchell.
Yeah.
So, teammates switching places here. As Mitchell gets very close to the wall there.
Look how much we're getting spaced out already just after a handful of laps. We're on lap 7 here, and already we're starting to get some spaces in between the cars other than 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, and we already have a biggest mover in the field, and that's Mr. Lupe Gonzalez starting near the back. He's already up to P10 now, and he's all over the back.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, he's already all over the back of David Gainforth as he dives it to the inside. Not going to make it work. The middle to the high line is the favourable line around Richmond, so the bottom line is not going to work around here, unfortunately. As yet, Andrew Melvin, I believe, is still going round. He's not taking the pit side, so he's staying in it, so good for him.
I'm surprised by that with as much contact as he's made with that inside wall, but maybe he got it wowed down just enough to where obviously he didn't blow it up, so, and it's not smoking. I'm sure it's wounded, though.
Oh, yeah, it's crinkled to hell. So everybody's stretched out now. Just looking at Lupe Gonzalez, they're still holding station behind David Gainforth. Gainforth actually has managed to slightly get away, and he's dived into the inside of Ryan Gemmell and takes away P8 there. So Gemmell having troubles here. He's not liking the setup right now as he's falling behind Lupe Gonzalez now. Oh, and into the wall he goes.
Oh.
Gemmell, one of the people in the chase, and he's not having a good time lately. Was one of the first drivers to be out of this event last week, and doesn't look like it's getting any better for him tonight.
No, that's right now. But we still got a long way to go here, and a lot can happen in these sim races, Sam. You know how that usually works out, so
yeah,
just got to hang in there.
And these boys know how to throw up some excitement. We know that much.
Yeah, there've been some quality races here this season here at SOMO. They've always been known for throwing up some quality races.
Yeah, who can remember that that last-minute pass to claim the stage win from, well, I believe it was Braden Johnson at Indianapolis? That was exciting.
Yep. I actually just watched that video today.
Yeah.
I kind of got behind and wanted something to watch, and I watched that, and yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Speaking of excitement, this man right here in the number 89, Shane Papala, created a lot of excitement last week. Having a very conservative race this week, sitting just outside the top 10 in P11, right behind Ryan Gemmell, who's still seems to be struggling around the track. Just behind them, Ron Holyfield is under pressure from Larry Holloway, who's running a very plain paint scheme with no numbers on it whatsoever.
Oh, we're starting to get a battle up here for third place as Seth Hatchell is closing in on Braden Johnson. Kind of like the battle we got up there for first place right now. These guys just kind of riding nose to tail.
Yeah.
Looks like Lupe back there making a move on Gainford.
Yep, and he got him. It looks like Shane Papala finally making a move on Ryan Gemmell, and he gets to the inside and takes away the position. So maybe the inside line is starting to come into play here. Interesting. Yeah, Braden Johnson under pressure from Seth Hatchell. Joe Mitchell just riding by himself right now, saving the tyres. And if anybody knows how to save the tyres, it's that man, Mr. Mitchell, in the number 18 M&M's caramel machine.
Yeah, he's known for them longer runs of his, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He might just be hanging back there right now, letting these guys burn up their stuff, thinking this thing's going to stay green for a long time. And he's slowly reeling in third and fourth place there. He dropped a little further back, but he's slowly just kind of creeping back up on these guys. First and second are getting away from everybody, though. They're starting to slowly get away.
Yeah, they are gapping the field. They're 2 seconds to the good over Braden Johnson now. Simard still leading.
We got a caution.
And we got a caution, yeah. That is Mr. Shane Papala. I just mentioned him. He was all over the back of Ryan Gemmell. Let's go back and see what happened there. Back end just stepped out coming out of turn 2. And that was enough to bring out the caution. He didn't hit anything, though.
No, sure didn't. Got her whoa down before he did. And waited for everybody to clear before he backed her up and got her going again. I didn't really back her up.
Yep.
Good job, Shane.
And Ryan Gemmell has put it behind the wall.
He sure has. First car out of the race. Down to 14 cars. Everybody's still on the lead lap.
Yep. There's Chris Simard collects the pace car. We are under our first caution here tonight. Adam Baker and Chris Simard been the class of the field so far. We're only on lap 20 though, as they're going to bring it pit side now.
We got 2 biggest movers of the race so far. Ron Holyfield's moved up 5 spots from 15th to 10th, and Lupe has done the same thing from 13th to 8th. A couple non-qualifiers moving up through the field, Sammy.
Yeah, Lupe Gonzalez has been on a charge, not laying down a qualifying time. Neither did Ron Holyfield. So, I don't think Jeff Glockner did it. No, he did. He did. So, everybody taking a picture.
Papala was the only other one that didn't.
Yeah, that's it. So Andrew Melvin finally brings it pit side to get some of that damage repair. But Chris Simard, is he going to win the race off pit road? Braden Johnson is going to beat Adam Baker. Baker's stuck on pit road. He's I can only assume he's overshot his pit box. And Seth Hatchell flirting with that yellow line as he comes out of pit road. Actually, did Seth Hatchell actually hit that line?
As long as he didn't go over it, he's good.
Oh, it was very close. his wheels were on the line.
He should be good, as long as he didn't go over it.
No, he's not dropping back, so he mustn't have got a penalty. So he's good. He's good.
At least we got a handful of laps in there. Good little run before they had their first caution.
Yep.
We have lost the car already, but we still got 14 more of them out there on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Ryan Gemmell. I'm guessing he just really did not like how the car felt out there and just decided to park it. I mean, me personally, if I felt like I was going to be a liability out there, I'd just do the honourable thing and just put it on the hook, because at the end of the day I don't want to be that guy that just wrecks everyone out because I don't like the setup.
Right on. I'm always racing for points, so I refuse to give in until the car is completely dead.
Although last night I nearly killed a...
When it stops moving, then I'll stop moving.
Yeah. Although last night I had a bit of a shaky moment before another retirement last night. Nearly killed our teammate and eventual race winner, Mr. Will Kirk.
Well, thankfully you didn't do that.
No, I nearly killed him though. I gave him some side pod damage though.
He hasn't won a race in Top Fuel Racing and probably since 2017, so it's been a long time. He don't, you know, he's only been back full time this season. He was gone for a long time. A lot of people didn't even know who he was when he got back.
Oh, I knew.
Good friend of mine, good personal friend. I've met him personally. He met me at the Indy 500 one year. He's a good kid, man. Seen him come a long way in his personal life.
Yeah, just watch the 2018 Season 1 Indy 500, then you'll know who Will Kirk is. He was in the booth with Tony.
Yep. A legendary Indy booth incident with Kirk.
Thankfully,
you know, it's funny. I went all vacation and nobody said anything to me about it. It wasn't until I was listening to the broadcast and I heard it myself. I was like, I can't believe nobody said anything to me about this. Shit's funny.
But he's out and he's going to be out on track this time. And speaking of out on track, we're out on track right now. Simard hitting the loud pedal and going straight up to speed. And look at Joe Mitchell to the inside of Braden Johnson, taking away that second place. So Joe Mitchell getting the best start out of everybody there, as Hatchell flirting with the wall there.
Yeah, and you got the guy that led all the laps there in the first 20 laps or so back there in 4th place now.
Yeah. As there he goes, tries to dive it to the inside of Braden Johnson, doesn't make it work.
Actually, Samard was leading the race, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's led every single lap so far.
Yep. Sorry about that. I had that backwards, folks. So used to seeing Adam out front. My mind was just thinking that. Wait a minute, no, he was in second.
Yeah, Adam Baker.
My bad, Chris. I don't want to steal Chris's thunder.
As Braden Johnson's going round, problems for Braden Johnson.
Oh, impact with the inside wall. He lets everybody go. I think he's getting her going again, but he made some contact with the inside wall too.
Now, let's take a look at that.
Yeah, he's hurt.
He had some connection issues there. He kind of blinked out and started going sideways at the same time. Kind of similar to how Sage Karam's...
Could have had something to do with it.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to how Sage Karam's incident happened on Sunday. Like, blinked out, and then when he came back, he was in the wall.
I don't remember that one.
It was like near the end. That's how Sage Karam lost the lead. The second before he parked it and disconnected. Anyway, Chris Simard's still your leader here, just a few car lengths ahead of Joe Mitchell. Adam Baker in 3rd, Seth Hatchell 4th, Jay Felton up to the top 5, and he's got a very hungry Keith Mayata right behind him.
While that's going on, we got Shane Papal moving his way back through this field back here, and Braden Johnson just took it behind the wall, so he's done. Second car out of this race. But here's Lupe and Paul battling it up. Lupe coming back now on the inside. 2 heavy hitters back here in the back of the pack, dueling it out.
Yep. And he takes it away. He gets the position back, or does he? Because Papala's going to get the run on the outside here. Big big run on the outside as they come out of turn 4, and Papala giving that lap, so good.
And here comes Lupe back here. They're going to keep battling this up till one of them smokes up the tires.
Yeah, and Andrew Melvin's right there, so that damage not really hurting him at all, so...
Yeah, I'm shocked by that with as much contact as he made.
Yeah, considering Braden Johnson made less contact with the wall, and he's put it behind the wall already.
Yes, sir. That's racing.
That's dedication to racing.
We're closing in on the end of stage 1, Sam. We're getting close to that 10-lap window here.
Absolutely.
But 12 laps to lap 45. They'll throw it at lap 45. So 11 full laps until we get the first competition caution at the end of stage 1 here. Be second caution of the race. First competition.
Yep. As that's looking very nice for Chris Samard now, as he is checked out. But crucially, Adam Baker has got by his teammate Joe Mitchell and has moved up to second place now. Can he hunt down the 77 before this stage is over and possibly try and steal a stage win away from a person that's not even locked into round 2 yet?
Oh, while you're contemplating that, Sammy, Lupe Gonzalez just had a moment there. He just fell to last place. He saved the car. He didn't hit nothing, but all the way to last place now for Lupe Gonzalez.
Yeah, back end stepped out again, coming out of turn 4. Manages to get it down to the apron. Discretion being the better part of valor here. Lets everybody by and then just gets his foot back in it. So good on Lupe for being the better man, being the bigger man here and just backing out of it.
Good decision. He's in the chase, man, so he doesn't want to be eliminated. And these guys that aren't showing up are likely the ones that are all going to be eliminated. So, but Lupe doesn't want to put himself in a spot where he may be one of those guys eliminated this round. He just wants to get to that next round. And Braden Johnson just come back in, so maybe he just thought about that.
Yeah. Every point counts here tonight.
Always counts. Not just tonight, every night. You always have that mindset of don't take it off the track until it don't run no more, because every point matters. I lead the championship right now by 4 points. I can probably tell you where I collected those 4 points along the way by decisions that I made, so every point matters.
Mm-hmm. Well, you collected a podium from what you called a throwaway race last night.
It was a throwaway race. I got lucky that it turned out to be a fuel strategy race, only in the sense of the guys that were running up front had nobody to draft behind. The rest of us were all saving fuel. And that one caution we had there at the end helped us out a lot as far as getting there. But we would have made it, whereas those guys wouldn't have made it. So they were burning that much more fuel being out there in clean air.
Yeah, I was away from the computer lamenting another retirement. And all I could hear was, oh my God, SKM have pitted. I was like, what? They've literally just thrown the race away like that. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe what they've done.
No, they weren't going to make it. They didn't throw the race away. They had to. And we were running, for the last 6 gallons, I was running about 70% throttle, running in 6th gear, and I had 3 or 4 cars in front of me that were easily just pulling me down the straightaways. So it was easy for me to do. And I was still going to be basically on fumes when I got to the line, but I was going to have just enough. We got somebody in the grass. I think it's Klockner. Took a ride across the grass. It was.
Yeah, so Top Fuel Racing, as the season progresses and as we get closer and closer to the Indy 500, it is getting more and more exciting as the championship fight between yourself, Sage Karam and Damon Martinez is just getting tighter and tighter.
Not to toot the league's horn, but the top 10 is one of the most competitive standings pages I've seen in a long time as far as participants and just the numbers in general when you look at it. So as a league owner, I'm proud of that, and I appreciate everyone that supports the league, and I look forward just being in the fight, let alone being in the spot I'm in as the points leader at almost one race short. But there's the caution for the end of stage 1.
Yep. As Chris Samard collects what you could probably say was a very easy stage victory there. Kind of capitalised on the fact that Adam Baker had the shot through his pit stall on the last pit stop. So let's go through our top 10 before we go to a commercial break. Chris Simard gets the stage win, Adam Baker second, Joe Mitchell third, Seth Hatchell fourth, Keith Mayato rounds out your top 5, and Jay Felton in 6th, Ron Holyfield 7th, Shane Papala 8th, David Gainforth 9th, and rounding out the top 10 as stage points won't matter for this man, but Andrew Melvin claims the last point for the top 10. Well, that is going to do it for stage 1. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. Do not go anywhere, as we will be back for stage 2.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press. Sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Tronke goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I trying, there's contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashuba, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we're back here live at Richmond as we're about to get them going again. Scott, it's your turn, I believe.
Oh, they're already going again, Sammy. We're already under green flag conditions.
God damn it, I'm not even live. I did a Tony.
Yeah, you pulled a Tony. So we're racing again. Good restart by everybody. Everybody's double file for the most part here. Adam Baker out front now, leads the way. It's only a matter of time, I think, before he got to the front. And he is now.
Oh, Samard's around.
Oh, we got somebody. Yeah, Samard around on the front stretch. No caution. Down below the line. Trying to get her going again. Man.
I was just focused on Chris Samard there. Let's go back and see what happened there. He was racing alongside. Oh, John Mitchell got into the side of him and put him loose. John Mitchell himself got into the wall. So an altercation between Chris Simard and Joe Mitchell, and Chris Simard coming off the worst there. Didn't get too much damage from that, but it's really put him on the back foot now. Meanwhile, back up in front, Adam Baker has got a 1.2 second lead over Keith Moyato, who's now moved up to second place. Joe Mitchell probably had some damage on that car now. He's dropped back behind Shane Pipala and is outside the top 5 now.
Yeah, pretty wildness here at Richmond with some of these guys going down and getting below that line. Like, caution not coming out. I'm shocked by that happening to Simard. Simard just can't buy a break lately.
Yep, especially in top fuel racing, he's having my kind of bad luck.
We got another one. And it's Glockner again, out of the grass, getting her going again.
Yep. Everybody flirting with disaster right now. Chris Simard has actually managed to gain some time on him from that because of Jeff Glockner going through the grass. Sorry. I will learn how to speak eventually. But Adam Baker is your leader. Keith Moyato is in second. Seth Hatchell up to third now. Jay Felton still slowly creeping his way through the field. He's up into P4 now, so after missing last week's race, he might actually be in a good points position if it works out well for him here tonight. He's already up in the top 5.
Yeah, so far a pretty good run for Jay. He finished the regular season on a big hot streak. Had some issues there in the last couple races, but before that, for the previous 10 or so, had been on a tear and worked his way back into that chase. So I looked for him to make a little noise once this chase started. And, oh, here goes the 18. Another one out across the grass. Man, they're making a theme of this tonight. He had a hell of a save there, too.
Yeah, Joe Mitchell's been on the back foot since he had that altercation with Chris Simard. I'm wondering if he might have got a bit of damage from that because he did hit Simard pretty hard in the side. And you can see that damage there on the front of his car. So, yeah, Joe Mitchell, another one of the bad luck kids, really having a tough time really tonight.
Yeah, but just going back to finish what I was saying about Jay, I look for Jay as this chase goes on to continue to make a little noise and possibly have a chance there at the end to maybe win the championship, be in those final 4 going into that final race. You never know how things will shake out as we go along here. But having a good run here tonight, started 8th, running 4th.
Yeah. I mean, if he didn't have to miss last week's race because of the fallout from Hurricane Florence, who knows how far out the points he would have been coming into tonight's race. But he's making a good name for himself right now. He's currently sitting in the top 5 in 4th place, just ahead of Shane Pipala, who's now found his way into the top 5. Half a second up the road ahead of Lupe Gonzalez, who's under huge pressure from Ron Holyfield right now.
Oh, Ron Holyfield, one of the biggest movers of this race, started 15th up to 7th place. He's moved up 8 spots. Just in front of him, Luke started 13th. He's up to 6th. And just up the road from them, Shane Paula started 14th and is running 5th. So some guys who started dead last basically on the field, up almost into the top 5. One of them is in the top 5. The other 2 are knocking on the door.
Yep. As we've got a battle here for second place here between Keith Moyato and Seth Hatchell. Moyato not able to get away from the number 8 as these are 2 chase contenders fighting it out for the second spot right now. I will admit though, Moyato having a much better run here tonight. He was very conservative to begin the race, but we've seen him do that before. Now he's found his way up to second place as we are almost, well, we're getting there. We're almost halfway into the stage already.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting halfway into the race as well.
Yep.
That's what happens when you don't have a very big field. Like I said, we only had 50 start the race. We're down to 13. All of them still on the lead lap. But you're not going to have a lot of cautions when you don't have a lot of cars out on the track. So it's a good and a bad thing, but it makes for short races.
Yep. I don't think Jay Felton got the memo because he's supposed to paint the number, the bar above the window, the windshield, and the rear splitter, the rear spoiler, green. I don't think he got that memo. He's in non-chase conditions right now. Same for Lupe Gonzalez. He's not got any green on his car. Neither, or Shane Pipala does. Ron Holyfield doesn't. But anyway, David Gainforth starting to close in on Ron Holyfield now. In the he's finally put a Looney Tunes colour on his car. Remember, he ran the old Chevy SS at Indianapolis. Finally got the Camaro. They're looking pretty good in that new car now.
Yeah, he's having a pretty solid run himself. He started 10th. He's in 8th place. He's another guy that's in that chase, looking to move on to that next round. So Dave just trying to hold it down right now, get the best finish he can, and currently running in 8th place, having a solid run.
Absolutely. Thomas Baker in the live chat said, Adam told me the track was slick, expected there to be wrecking tonight, and there certainly has been. The cautions don't reflect it, though.
Didn't see a lot of it in the amount of practice that I saw. I didn't see a lot of it. I didn't see a lot of it qualifying, and here we are in the race, and there's a lot of guys losing and going off 4.
Problems for Jeff Glottner again. He's fallen to last place now. He's behind Joe Mitchell. So, problems there for the man in the 24.
Yep, and these guys aren't far from being lapped, him and Joe Mitchell. And Samard, you know, he's not much further up the road than those guys are, so.
Yep, there is Chris Samard.
Good news for Samard is when he lost it, yeah, he didn't hit nothing, so he's got no damage. He just needs to get her gathered up. Maybe he'll get some breaks here as we go along here. We're going to get another competition caution at lap 90, so he'll get that one. Get a chance to get caught back up. And who knows how the race will finish, man. And as we saw last night here on the BOFA Broadcasting Channel, anything can happen in these sim races.
Absolutely. And what we're referring to is the win by Will Kirk last night at Phoenix. If you want to go back and watch that, it is live. It is on the channel. And just like any other of our other broadcasts, like I said earlier, I will learn how to speak eventually. They are on there, so if you want to go back and take a look at any of our previous broadcasts, then do not hesitate to go and have a look. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribed, then hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified when we are live again. As we are live every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday.
And give us a thumbs up. Don't be afraid to push that old thumbs up button.
Absolutely. Hit that like button. We'll be very happy if you do.
Either way, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we entertain you somewhat.
Anyway, Keith Mayato and Seth Hatchell still battling out for that second spot right now, as we are 15 laps to go before the end of stage 2. Adam Baker has a 3.3 second lead over Keith Mayato now. Baker really throwing down the gauntlet to the rest of the field now in the second stage.
He sure is. He's looking pretty strong right now.
He's already lost.
We do know we're going to get that next competition caution, so everybody's going to get bunched back up, and then it's game on from there. We'll have 65 laps when they throw the yellow, and about 63, 62 once we go back to green flag racing to the end.
Yeah, and as I already alluded to, he's already locked into round 2, so he doesn't need to be here, but that's just the competitive nature of Adam Baker. He wants to be out the front no matter what the conditions are, and he's doing that tonight. And with him being out in front right now, he's going to piss off a couple of other chase drivers, as he's going to steal a win that automatically advances you into the second round. So, yeah, Adam Baker doing good as he's getting making a good name for himself and trying to get the win, but also being a bit of a villain here and stealing a win from other chase contenders.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, it's game on when the playoffs start. You don't want to do anything that's going to help your opponent. And they might take it the wrong way, but sometimes you got to play a little iRacing defense in that sense. So,
yeah. I'm still focused on this battle between Mayato and Hatchell. Hatchell not able to find a way by the 09 right now. Just sitting right behind him, just not able to find a line around him. Mayato making that car as big as possible around this track right now, and it's working quite well right now. It's behind them. We do have a battle for 4th place right now. Jay Felton holding off Lupe Gonzalez and Shane Pipala for that 3rd spot. 4th spot, sorry. So we've got a battle for 4th place, as we've got, I believe that is Larry Holloway off the pace there. Something's happened to the man in the 70.
He's coming to pit road.
He's got some serious damage on the front of his car as well. Go back and see if we
can... 10 laps to the end of the stage. Right now, Adam Baker looking golden to win the stage, but as Sam was talking about a couple weeks ago in Indianapolis, we've seen a little surprise at the end of the stage, so it's never over until it's over.
Absolutely not. But while Keith Moyato and Seth Hatchell are battling right now, it's helping Adam Baker get away, and there's not really any time to try and catch him down, even if Moyato does break away. 3.7 seconds to the good over Keith Moyato is Adam Baker, so not really looking good for Moyato to try and take away second stage honours, but the most important stage of them all is coming up after this one, so he might have a chance there, and we've seen him do it before. He just sits back in the second stage and then takes it away in the third. Obviously Adam Baker and Keith Moyato, the two most winningest drivers in the league, so they both know how to get it done here.
Well, Larry Holloway has now fallen 3 laps down, and Jeff Glockner is a lap down. So Glockner, if he can stay a lap down, he will get the wave around, will get the competition caution coming up lap 90.
Yeah, meanwhile, Chris Samard using that track advantage to his advantage, as he's already caught up to the back of Andrew Melvin now. And he's catching the pack here, Scott. He's not sitting back at all. There's Mr. Samard.
Can't say that I blame him. I'd be trying to charge too. Get as many spots as you can before the caution comes out.
Yeah, and it will be out in 4 laps time. As Moyato and Hatchell closing in on Jeff Glockner. Glockner going to the high side to try and stay out of the way. And he does, so good thinking there for Mr. Glockner, as there go Hatchell and Moyato. They sail right on by. As Jay Felton still under attack from Shane Papala now, but Papala down to the inside there as they come out of turn 2. Papala going to dive it in, and Papala's going to take away 4th place here. Great move there by the 89.
Yep, right before the end of the stage.
Ooh.
Good move.
Very close there between Papala and Felton. They almost came to blows there as Felton crossed them over. Now Felton has the bottom line here as they come out of turn 2. Very close, almost banging doors. They know it's getting to the end of the stage, so now is the time to move, as Felton and Papala having one hell of a battle right now. Lupe Gonzalez just sitting back in P6 there, watching it all unfold and hoping something happens between these two before they set the end of this stage.
Yeah, meanwhile, up here for second place, we got a hell of a battle coming to the flag, but it looks like Keith Moyato is going to win this battle for second place at the end of the stage, as that will be the end of the stage.
Yeah. As Adam Baker is your winner of stage 2. Let's go to the stage results now. As, yep, Adam Baker takes away the stage win. Keith Moyato in second. Seth Hatchell third. Jay Felton takes away... Oh, great battle between Felton and Papala. Felton managing to hold on to 4th place, but by the skin of his teeth. Shane Papala rounds out the top 5. Lupe Gonzalez in 6th. 7th is Ron Holyfield. 8th is David Gainforth. 9th is Chris Samard after passing Andrew Melvin near the end of the stage, who rounds up the top 10. So, stage 2 is in the books. We are going to step away again for another commercial break. Didn't take long, did it? As we are going to step away for a caution of our own. We will be back in just a few minutes for the start of the final stage and the rundown to the end of the race. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
So we're back here at Richmond. Lights are off on the pace car, and we're about to get the final runnings of this race underway. As Adam Baker going to lead him back to green. Let's see what Keith Maiato can do here as they come through turns 3 and 4. There goes the pace car, and Adam Baker holding them down, and away we go. Stage 3, the final stage is underway. Lap 96. We're on the run down to lap 155 now. Let's see who can gain the advantage here. Is Jay Felton going to be on the attack already on the inside of Keith Maiato? Going to get the runner. Shape Impala getting it all loose on the backstretch.
He saved it though. Good save. He caught it pretty quickly. He didn't even really lose his momentum. He lost 1 spot, so really no big deal. But how about Jay Felton up here putting Keith Maiato on notice?
Yeah.
Was I just not telling you that Jay Felton's been hot here lately? Here he is, trying to get by Keith Maiato and take 2nd place away from the Shark.
Yep, and he's right on the bottom line there. He's got the advantage here as it comes out of 4. Who's going to get it to the line? And that's going to be Jay Felton that gets 2nd place at the line. Maiato going to get a better run going into turn 1 though. And Seth, don't count out Seth Hatchell either. Remember, he had a 3-race winning streak as Maiato's in the wall.
I was just about to say, Sam, these guys, one of these guys got to wave the white flag because the tires aren't going to hold up and something bad's going to happen. And it was Maiato that wound up getting the bad.
Yep, so Keith Maiato falling back now. There goes Lupe Gonzalez to his inside now. And Maiato's bad luck that he's had lately really coming back to bite him again, as he's already under pressure from Shane Papala, who's recovered from that little moment he had on the restart. And Chris Samard back there again. He's in P7 right on the back of these two as they come to blows. And Maiato's around!
He saved it. He saved it. No caution he got. He's still going. Didn't even really lose it. He did, but he didn't.
Wow.
Lose 2, 3 spots here. Good save by Keith, but we've seen this a couple weeks ago when it started raining, man. It started pouring, and that's what's happening right now to Keith Maiato.
Yeah, Keith Maiato, remember, he is the reigning champion, so he's having a terrible chase run so far. And if he's not careful, his title defense could be over as soon as, what, round 2?
Well, no, because you got all them guys that aren't showing up. There's at least 3 guys who weren't here last week. And even missing 1 race, Keith's been here, so even if you miss 1 race, you know, it's going to hurt you. So you got 3 this week. I think there were 3 or 4 last week that missed, so all those guys are going to be on the bubble. But Keith has definitely got to start getting his rhythm back. He's just kind of been out of rhythm lately. Not sure what's been going on, but I'm sure, you know, before the end of this thing, he'll get it going.
Yeah, the problem is if he carries this form into round 2, it's going to be remaining to see if he actually makes it to Homestead, because if he carries on this way into the third...
Well, he just picked up one spot there, and he's about to get another, so it looks like he's gathered her back up, and he's doing all right. He got into that wall, but it's Richmond, it's short track racing. It's not going to hurt him bad. It doesn't look like that right side's got a whole lot of damage. A little bit, but not a whole bunch.
Yeah, and that coming together with Shane Papala didn't help either. Speaking of Shane Papala, he's all over the back of Chris Samard. He's not all over the back of Chris Samard. Chris Samard is all over the back of Jay Felton, who's fallen back to P4 now. Felton looks like he's struggling. Had a good run at the start of the stage, but now has fallen back out of the top 3 now. As Adam Baker has already stretched his lead out to a 2.2 second lead.
Yeah, he snuck away when Felton and my auto were battling it up.
Yep, and that promotes Seth Hatchell up to second place. He's already checked out from Lupe Gonzalez, who's up to third now. The man in the 575 Motorsports number 53. Just ahead of Jay Felton, who's under attack from Samard.
How about a cool hand loop starting 13th and being your biggest mover of the race up to third place?
I know, yeah. Silent assassin.
He sure is. He'll just hang around, hang around, hang around. Next thing you know, there he is.
Yep, he's right there. Meanwhile, right behind him, Jay Felton under attack right now as Chris Samard coming back from his mistake. Is not a bad comeback though, to be fair. He's already up to P4, and for some reason Andrew Melvin's put his car on the hook. Not sure why.
Yeah, he came back into the room. Is he not back out on track?
No.
Yeah, not sure either. So Larry Holloway, the only car out there, not on the lead lap. He's 2 laps down. Everybody else, 11 of them on the lead lap.
Yeah, Jeff Glockner finds his way back onto the lead lap. He was 1 lap down before the competition caution came out, but managed to get the lucky dog. So he's back on the lead lap, quite a ways back from 10th place Ron Holyfield. He's 3 seconds to the deficit, so not sure what's going on with Glockner there. Probably just running conservative and trying to get to the end of this race. He's not had the best of luck lately. He's not had many race finishes either. Meanwhile, back up at the front, we've still got this battle going on between Chris Samard and Jay Felton. Actually, Samard's actually got around Felton now, and Samard is up to the top 4. Can he catch Lupe Gonzalez and get himself back up to the top 3 now?
Oh yeah, he's still got them. Still a lot of laps left in this race, and Samard's known for taking care of his stuff too. So good recovery by Samard. He led the first 30 or 40 laps. Did he lead the whole first stage, Sam?
Yeah, he did.
So he led the whole first stage, first 45 laps or so, and then immediately as soon as we got back to racing conditions, I'm not sure exactly what happened to him on pit road, but he fell back and started a little bit back, and then had an incident where he fell all the way to the end of the field. So he has done a hell of a job of recovering, getting back up to 4th place.
Yeah, and if I feel if anybody's going to challenge Adam Baker for the win tonight, it's going to be that man in the number 77, Mr. Chris Samard. I mean, he managed to hold off Adam Baker for the longest time, and Samard actually gets a bit sideways going through 3 and 4. So I kind of made to eat my words there, slightly. But yeah, Samard's been strong tonight. If anyone's going to beat Adam Baker tonight, I think it's going to be this man.
And he's going to need some help. He's going to need another caution to bunch him back up. If we go green here to the end, he's not going to have a chance to get to him. We are going to have one more stop, I think, for tires. They might be able to go to the end, but I don't know. It's going to be pretty bad on tires by the time they get there. I don't know if these guys are going to be able to hold on to it, not bring the caution out before we get to that point.
Yeah. He's catching Lupe Gonzalez for that 3rd spot, though. Slowly reeling him in. 53 needs to watch in his mirrors now as that man in the white 77 really closing in now. Not really any other battles to speak of right now, as everybody's all stretched out. Completely stretched out now.
And it's usually what happens on the longer green flag runs.
Yeah, it's Larry
Especially
Holloway.
in a short field like we got here. We only got, what, 12 of them out there on the track still?
Yeah. After Andrew Melvin put it behind the wall. Larry Holloway still pit farming that car after getting some damage earlier. That's why he's 3 laps down. He's going to be a couple of more laps down now. As there goes Adam Baker right past the pit road now. So Holloway 4 laps down now. Seth Hatchell not able to close that gap to his teammate right now. The gap is actually 3 seconds now. So Seth Hatchell doesn't really have anything for Adam Baker. Lupe Gonzalez really under attack now from Chris Samard.
Yep, there's them tires playing a roll. Lupe's burning his tires up. Samard reeling him in. Not quite there yet, but he's getting there.
Still working on the back
Just
of the
a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working on it. It's just a matter of time now. He's caught up to him, and there'll be another couple corners, and he'll work by him. Samard's a tire conservative, man. He's one of the best that I know.
Yep, just needs to figure it out in Top Fuel Racing and then it'll be gold, I think.
It's just a matter of time there, too.
Yeah.
Same thing for my auto over there. Just a matter of time. Keith's already won a couple races, but it's been a while, but I know they're going to start banging them out sooner or later.
I think my auto's last win was Watkins Glen, if I'm right.
Yep.
Yeah. That was last season, so not going to win on the season yet, but it's been a
He's
high.
also Top Fuel Racing's reigning Indy 500 champion. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, let's see if he can make it 2 from 2 in a few weeks' time. As Top Fuel Racing is going back to Indy for another 200 laps. So if you want to sign up for that race, then it's a $15 entry. Just send it to Adam Baker on PayPal through the friends and family option. All details will be on the Top Fuel Racing pages. There goes Samar to the inside of Gonzalez now and takes away that 3rd place now. We were waiting for it and it's finally happened now, Scott.
It sure has. Now let's see if he can run down Seth Hatchell. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran down Hatchell before they got to the end of this thing, because we still got over 30 laps to go. And like I said, Sam, I expect to see them pit for tires, but at the same time, some of these guys just may say the hell with it. I'm going to try to go to the end, because I think they can do it on fuel. Even with 70% fuel, I think they can get to the end. So I think some of these guys are going to try to make it, but then again, I think we'll see some guys come down for tires. But we could get that caution from the tires wearing out and somebody bringing it out.
Yeah, one man that will be looking to definitely save his tires and try and get to the end will be that man in the 18, Mr. Joe Mitchell. Just quietly riding by himself right now. He's got Larry Holloway right behind him trying to get a lap back off him, but obviously Holloway is going to be in hot water if he gets into the mix with the leaders right here. But yeah, Joe Mitchell is going to be one of those drivers I'll be looking to make his way forward during the pit stops and hopefully try and make it to the end. But it's going to be a tough ask, especially even if it is 30 laps to go.
Yeah, those 30 laps are going to go quick, dude. It's not like 30 laps somewhere else, like a mile and a half or 2 mile track. These 30 laps will go real quick. So he's running out of time.
Yep, Jeff Glockner just diving to the inside there to get out of the way of Adam Baker there. As Baker sails on by. Don't know battles to speak of, although Jay Felton is being caught now by Shane Papala. Felton himself is actually starting to slowly reel in Lupe Gonzalez.
A little bit. I think Lupe's really burned up his stuff. That's what it's looking like anyway. He's just starting to fade. The longer the run goes, the more Lupe is fading. And Papala's right on the bumper of Felton too, so Papala may wind up getting both of these guys before it's all said and done.
Yeah. And you see Papala there just really closing on the back of Jay Felton now. Right on that rear fender of the 9. As they
and
come
look
out
who's back there behind Papala. Not to interrupt you.
Yeah, Keith Moyato's finally found some momentum again.
Yep, slowly stalking his way back up there. Just trying to collect positions and points right now at this point. He knows he can't catch the leader unless he gets some help from the flag man. So he's just going to try to get as many positions as he can.
Yep. And he did get some decent stage points at the end of stage 2, so And he got some decent stage points in stage 1 as well, so he's racking up the points there, so not doing too badly himself as he gets a bit of a wiggle coming out of 4, so not doing too badly for himself, but obviously that win would be even more special as Shane Papala really hounding the back of that 9 now. As we're 25 laps now to go, make that 24 laps as Adam Baker crosses the line. And Chris Samard, we thought he was going to try and close the gap between himself and Seth Hatchell. Not really doing so. The gap has been stuck at 2.2 seconds for pretty much the longest time now. So Chris Samard not really able to close the gap at this point.
Well, he is chasing down what has been the hottest driver in the league to close out the season and to start the chase. So,
yep.
Seth's been on a roll, man.
Yep, he won at Indianapolis on the debut of the new car, the Chevy Camaro. And definitely put his name in the hat for the stage win. He kind of did a Brad Keselowski, really, didn't he? Winning the last couple of races and then...
Oh, we're getting close to 20 to go here, Sammy.
Yep, we're getting to the final stages of this race, and we could still see green flag pit stops here as Shane Papala's...
I don't think so at this point.
Yeah.
Not with 20 to go. I don't think we'll see him. I think everybody's going to try to go to the end, and it looks like everybody's been holding on to the car, so I haven't seen nowhere near as many issues here in the second half of this race as we did in the first half of people losing it.
Yep, as Shane Papala's finally got around Jay Felton, is now chasing down Jeff Glockner for that 4th spot. Glockner, as we've already alluded to, has probably burned all the life off those tyres, and now Shane Papala is all over the back of the 53 now. Just waiting for that perfect moment to get around him.
My auto's slowly stalking all these guys down. He's slowly closing in on Jay Felton here. Felton trying to hang here with Papala and Gonzalez.
Yep. My auto looking for a sequel, but unfortunately, because it's not for a win, this is a pretty much low-budget sequel.
Yeah, this is just like B-Flick.
Straight to DVD.
Deep water. Something like that.
Yeah, straight to DVD.
$5 bin at Walmart.
There he goes. He's going to try and power.
Keith will appreciate that one.
He probably will, you know.
He's a good dude, man.
I had another tough one last night, didn't he?
Yeah. It's like I said, it's just a matter of time for those guys to start getting solid finishes over them. And he's still hanging in there as far as the championship goes and being in the top 5, possibly getting some money and still actually having a shot for the championship. So, still a lot of races left.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Shane Papala's
and our point system's different, so you can gain more ground by winning races.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Shane Papala's finally got around Lupe Gonzalez, has moved up to the 4th spot. And Shane Papala, I believe, is our biggest mover of the night, so good on him. Chris Samard not really closing that gap. He's actually lost time to Seth Hatchell now. And things are very much quietening down now. We've got a battle here for 4th place, though. We still have a battle here for 4th place, sorry. Lupe Gonzalez still there. Jay Felton's still there. Keith Moyato is right there too. He's actually all over the back of Jay Felton now.
He sure is.
Looking for that P6 spot.
And nobody can make a mistake here. They're going to give up positions if they do. I think Papala is pretty good. I think he's going to drive off here, and I think he's going to be good. But at the same time, he might have burned up a lot of his tire chasing these guys down, and they might have been saving a little bit. So no telling how this might shake out.
Yeah, and everybody in the top 10 are chase contenders. That's the amazing part.
Right on. That's the way it should be.
My auto's brushed the wall coming out of 4.
Still good.
Yeah. Actually, everybody's still running apart from Larry Holloway is still in the chase. So the top 11 actually are chase contenders. Jeff Glockner is a chase contender. Still running 1 lap down there in P11. First driver a lap down. Ron Holyfield just happy. As Ron Holyfield brushes the wall coming out of for himself. All by himself. He's not around anybody right now. So Adam Baker only has 11 laps to go here at Richmond. And another race win is in his back pocket. But in these 11 laps, anything could happen, as we always say here. So let's not count our lucky stars until they've appeared anyway. But anyway.
Well, Adam definitely doesn't want to see a caution at this point.
Absolutely not.
He's hoping that everybody holds on to it, and you know, obviously nobody's coming to pit road, so good chance we will finish under green here, and Adam well on his way to another win here, the all-time wins leader here in Southern Motorsports.
Yeah, and during the season, Keith Mayato actually gave him a good run for his money for that spot as the all-time wins leader, but
that'd be career win number 36 for him. There was at a time where they were going back and forth for the all-time wins lead, but now he's stretched that out. This will be career win number 36, and Keith is back there stuck on 25. But Keith still had a hell of a year, and I'm sure as we go along here, we're going to hear more from Mayato as far as this chase goes.
Oh, speaking of Mayato, gets it all wrong. Going towards turn 1, still able to keep it right behind Jay Felton. And I'm guessing this must be frustrating him right now. Can't find a way past the 9. Even though it looks like Jay Felton has actually burned all the life off those tyres. Keith Mayato just cannot find a way past him right now.
Well, that's kind of how it's been for Felton riding behind Lupe. They're just kind of stuck where they're at. It was just like last night's race. You're just kind of stuck where you're at. Running out of laps, too. Coming to 6 to go.
Or if you're me, just stuck in the wall.
That's Sam special?
Yeah.
Just picking on you, Sam.
I got run over last night, and yeah. Oh, was that?
Oh, Mayato about come up and got into the back fender of Felton there, but he got out of it.
Almost.
Mayato trying to do everything he can to get by Felton right now, but he obviously didn't want to get into Jay there, so he thought better of that. 5 to go.
Yep, we're getting to the final knock into the race. There's 3 seconds, 2.9 seconds actually now. The gap between Seth Hatchell and Adam Baker. Hatchell still unable to close the gap. It's Chris Samard. We thought he might have been able to close the gap between himself and Seth Hatchell, but obviously, as Scott has already alluded to, Seth Hatchell is one of the hottest drivers out there right now and is not an easy person to catch, and it's proved that right now, as Samard is sitting 3.1 seconds behind the number 8. You see him there on the bottom of your screen just going through the corner. You see Chris Samard. Now
Mayato just wrecked.
Oh,
we
no.
got a caution. It's Keith Mayato. We're going to finish under caution. He lost it coming out of 2.
Man, Keith Mayato, more bad luck for the man in the 09. Let's take a look at that. He was working to the bottom line of... Oh, yeah, he got it all wrong. Trying to dive it into the bottom of Jay Felton. And just hit the apron that put him sideways coming out of turn 2. And put him well into the wall. And yeah, that's brought out caution number 4 here, and the final caution of the race, as Adam Baker is gonna be claiming the victory here tonight under the yellow flags. As we've already mentioned here, Scott, Keith Mayato cannot he just cannot catch a break right now.
Not right now. He's in some kind of funk.
Yeah. And he's going to finish.
It happens, man. We all go through it.
Yeah.
Ask Michael Jeans. He'll tell you.
Ask me. Speaking of which, I'm going out to buy a new wheel tomorrow.
What are you buying?
I haven't decided yet.
Right on.
It's not going
to spend some money.
Yeah, this Thrustmaster wheel is probably the reason why I'm not winning races, you know, or not getting any results.
Which one is it?
Thrustmaster TMX wheel.
I don't know that one.
It's one of the lower budget wheels. So.
Well, if you got the coin, I highly recommend the Thrustmaster T500. It's what I've had for 5 years.
Yeah.
Won a lot of races with it. I still got it. That's what I got. That's what I'm using right now to talk to you on.
But anyway, the man behind the wheel of the 48 is Adam Baker as he crosses the line. Well, he's coming to the line now out of turn 4. He's already locked into round 2, but he wanted another win just to make sure. Adam Baker is your winner here at Richmond. Seth Hatchell for second, and Chris Samard rounds out the top 3. So, another big win here for the man in the number 48. As he is your winner here at Richmond. So, with that, let's go to our interviews for tonight. As
Go ahead, Sammy. Got Chris Samard in here for you.
As I've got Chris Samard with me right now. Chris won the first stage, had a bit of an incident with Joe Mitchell there. Managed to claw your way back to 3rd place. I bet you've got to be relieved about that, although you probably would have wished it was better.
Yeah, I'm a little relieved. I'm a little disappointed, but that's kind of how things go. I don't know. I got passed in the pits there, and that's what got me 3rd, and then I don't know. I think Joe just got loose a little bit. Nothing intentional or anything like that. So
absolutely not. But a great recovery drive, though, Chris. I mean, you were put right to the back of the field there. Obviously, Joe Mitchell had another incident of himself, and obviously Jeff Glottner was having incidents all night long. So you went to the back for very long, but through the competition cautions, you were able to claw yourself back up to the top 3. I'm guessing you had a very decent car underneath you tonight.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun getting back up to 3rd there. I thought I had at least a 2nd place car behind the 48, and I was kind of catching the 8 there a little bit, but I had kind of burned my tires up a little bit getting by Lupe and Jay, and it just at the end of the run there, I just couldn't do anything. So
looking ahead to next week, we head to Charlotte, I believe. What are your thoughts on that track, and what do you think you got for these guys? Can you finally point your way into round 2 with a win?
I think I could do pretty well in Charlotte. I don't know where my point situation is, so I think that might dictate where how hard I go. But
he came in at tonight in 4th, and you got 3rd place finish here tonight, so you should be looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'll go for the win because I think I'm pretty good, like you said. But yeah, Charlotte's been good to me. It's been good and bad, so who knows? I'm usually better at the night race, so I don't think this coming week is a night race. So.
Okay, Chris. Well, congratulations on the 3rd spot. I know it's not the win you wanted, even though you won the first stage. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's result?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Portside Jaguar and Land Rover for sponsoring the league, Coffee Glitter Mom, Top City Travel, and of course, you guys both are broadcasting up in the booth. You guys do a great job, and my wife and son.
Okay, Chris, we'll see you next week at Charlotte.
All right, Sam, have a good night.
You too, buddy. As that was our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Chris Samard, and now with Scott Brinson is the 2nd place finisher, Mr. Seth Hatchell.
Mr. Hatchell, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, here we are again, man. We did this last week. Another 2nd place finish for you tonight. 1 race left in the 1st round. You got to be feeling pretty good about where you're standing with 1 race left here in this 1st round of the chase.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with knowing I'll be able to make it into the next round, but I know next week I'm going to do everything I can to win because finishing 2nd's terrible. I mean, I shouldn't be upset because there's plenty of guys in worse situations, but I don't know. I went on that stretch there, and I don't want to go back to finishing any worse than 1st.
No, I understand what you mean, and as you go along deeper in the chase, wins are going to play even, a heavier role in winning this thing. So I totally get what you mean by that. But all in all, you got to feel pretty good about how things have gone for the last couple months for your team with the finishes and all the momentum you're carrying going into Charlotte next week.
Oh yeah, the Charlotte ought to be really good. That's my favorite track here on the sim, and
Nice.
I'm feeling pretty good. Just gotta keep plugging away, gotta keep practicing, gotta stay quick, because if I stop practicing, other guys will get quicker and I'll fall off. So just gotta keep working.
Do you think if there would have been a late caution, would you had anything for Adam if it would have bunched them all back up one more time?
Maybe if it was a 15-20 lap run. He was definitely quicker on the short run. That he kept getting away from me, and then I finally got to, I guess, semi-clean air there for that last run, and I was maybe making hundreds here and there. I was definitely as quick as him, but it's hard to say. Definitely don't want to take anything away from Adam. He did a fantastic job tonight. He was the man to beat.
Right on, Seth. Well, you were pretty damn fast out there yourself. Brought it home second again. You got anybody you want to thank for this second place podium finish tonight?
Got to thank you guys for doing a great job, and all the fans that watch. Got to thank all the sponsors of the league and of the race, and all the great stuff they do. And got to thank my team, MB Motorsports.
All right, buddy. Well, great job again tonight. Like I said, for the last couple of months, you've been rolling, dude, and I expect to see you rolling again as we go along here, and wish you the best.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sam.
As that was our second place finisher, Mr. Seth Hatchell. Now joining me in the booth is our race winner. Absolutely dominated the last two stages. Adam already locked into the second round after last week. Didn't really need to do much here tonight, but still, that didn't slow you down, did it?
No, the car felt great. You know, I won here last night and showed some speed in practice tonight, and you know, it was driving great, so I just wanted to get a win.
Absolutely, and get a win you did, getting your 36th career win here in SOMO. You had a bit of a struggle going from the first stage to the second. Looks like you overshot your pit box, but once Chris Samard was out of the way, you just absolutely dominated at the front. What changed there once Chris Samard was out of the way? Was the fact that you closest challenger was gone from that point onwards?
Well, I think you know, at the end of that first stage, I just had a terrible pit stop. I actually didn't even overshoot the box. It was really weird what happened. I lost 3 spots there, and you know, I was closing in on Chris at the end of that first stage, and I knew I had something on him for the long run, and if I could just get the track position, and I had a good stop, and he overshot his box, and that gave me the lead. And I knew once I got the lead, it was going to be, it's so hard to pass here, first of all, so Chris would have to really be aggressive, and that's not really his driving style. You know, so I just put down some hot laps to try and get out front, and yeah, he got into some trouble, which is unfortunate because he was really fast, but it looks like he still recovered for a pretty good finish. But yeah, it's all about track position at this place, and just because it's so hard to pass.
Absolutely. Well, with another win on the in the books there for yourself, Adam. Looking ahead to Charlotte next week, you're going to try and make it a hat trick?
I'd love to. I love Charlotte. It's one of my favorite tracks. I won there earlier this year. Hopefully, I can repeat that and keep this streak going and maybe sweep this this part of the chase.
Absolutely. I mean, you had one hell of a car out there, just like you did last week, and brought it home for victory number 2 in round 1 of the chase here in the SOMO Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's win?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys up there in the booth at both of broadcasting. I'd like to thank all the admins for everything they do to keep this league going, all the other drivers, the sponsors for the series, Portside Jaguar and Land Rover, and all our other sponsors, my teammates at MB Motorsports, my dad watching at home, and all the other fans that came out and watched.
Okay, Adam, well, congratulations on the win. And yeah, we'll see you next week at Charlotte.
Awesome, thank you. Have a good night.
Well, Scott, what a race we've seen here tonight. Not many cautions as per usual, but One man not slowing down despite being into the second round of the chase.
Yeah, no, not at all. He just knows how to do one thing, and that's win races, and that's how he's programmed, and that's what he comes to do.
Well, with that, we are going to go ahead and go straight to our results in this event.
Go ahead and do the whole rundown, Sammy. I already exited out of the room. I was having an issue.
That's all right. As Adam Baker already locked into the second round, but able to get the win again here tonight. Seth Hatchell comes home in second. Chris Samard rounds out the top three after having earlier issues in stage 2. Shapey Pollard started at the back. That didn't slow him down either. He comes home in 4th. Mippy Gonzalez rounds out the top 5. Jay Felton comes home in 6th. 7th was Joe Mitchell. And 8th was David Gainforth in the number 101. Keith Moyato comes home in 9th after bringing out the last caution. Absolutely destroying his car on the exit of turn 2 after having a battle there with Jay Felton. More bad luck for the man in the 09. Hopefully he can bring it back again and get better luck at Charlotte. Rounding out the top 10 was Ron Hollifield. In 11th place was Jeff Glottner. 12th was Larry Holloway, the last car running. 13th Andrew Melvin. 14th Braden Johnson. And rounding out the field of 15 cars was Ryan Gemmell. Well, that is going to do it here tonight from Richmond. Another scintillating race here from the guys at SOMO in the Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series. The guys, just want to remind you again, the guys racing in memory of Master Trooper Junius A. Walker, otherwise known as J.A. Walker, the man that lost his life in the line of duty back in 2013. So thoughts go out to the friends and family of Mr. Master Trooper Walker there. Other than that, again, another great race, and we'll definitely look forward to the race next week when we go to Charlotte. Tomorrow night we are back with Go Fast Racing as they go to Charlotte on the Oval, and we'll see who can make their way into the second round of the chase in that series. Saturday night we are with Major League Esports as they take to the Charlotte Roval, the iRacing one, which is going to be interesting, and they want me out on track, so make sure you join Tony for that one and watch me crash out on the first lap of that one.
Don't jinx yourself, Sam.
I hate bad car and track combination for myself, so it's going to be interesting. But anyway, that's on Saturday, and then Sunday we are back with the Beaufort Indy Classic Series as they go to Long Beach, the post-apocalyptic tech track out there in California.
Long Beach.
Yeah. As the Lotus 79s take to the track. Who is going to win that race? We'll find out when we go there this coming Sunday, live on Beaufort Broadcasting. It's going to be exciting. And then Monday we continue with the Patsy's Cardiac Truck Series as they continue their chase as they get closer to the end of the road for them, and we find out a new champion at the end of that one. But anyway, that is going to do it for us tonight. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett. Joining me in the booth is Scott Brinson. As always, we will see you tomorrow live from Charlotte. All that's left for me to say right now is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will definitely, as I've already mentioned, see you tomorrow. Good night.
Have a good weekend, everybody.